Hey folks, my name is Pravus and welcome to more After Ink Revival as we continue with our Mega Brutal Guide series. It's time for Historic Legacy. Memories of the old world are fading fast. Do you guys see a problem with this sentence? Because I sure do. Found the typo. Y'all knew that I would eventually. These survivors decide they won't let time erase everything from before the plague. They begin a mission to gather and preserve what they can. That belongs in a museum, and yeah, that's the entire point of this scenario. We will have a special project. Overall, it's not that bad of a scenario. It just requires a little bit of luck for reasons you're going to see in just a bit. The personal trainer here is kind of the obvious choice, so that's what I'm going to go for. For our trait, a good trait really makes a big difference on this. I don't think any of these are amazing. The fighter's not bad. That saves me 3 stamina on a map where I kind of need to have an early fighter, so I think that's fine with me, but it could have been a lot better for us. So let's go ahead and pull up the map. Something you're going to notice is we have plenty of resources to the west of our village, but the immediate forests have an infestation adjacent to them, which means there is no obvious and safe expansion. We're going to have to take a risk here, and maybe you get unlucky and you have either some events or the zombies just wake up and attack you. It can happen, but with any luck, we'll end up being just fine. For our objectives, we need to claim 3 areas, which that counts with the main base as well. So really claim 2 areas, 1 forest, 1 food. That'll be fine. Then reach population 4. So far, so good. Increase the storage capacity of food specifically to 15, which is very cheap and easy to do. Then claim some marked areas. There are 3 you need to do at this stage. There's a city to our east, 1 to our southwest, and 1 to the very northwest corner with the infestation. We're going to have to claim all of them, so this is our rapid expansion period. After that, reach population 7, so start building tall, and then claim another set of marked areas. There are 2 city tiles on the far east with zombie infestations on them, so we're going to have to fight through everything in order to take that down. After that, we can finally start working on the Museum of Civilization, which is a special project. I think it only takes stamina, so it's not so bad, and then maintain 80% morale, which I've never had problems with at this stage in the game. So let's go ahead and settle down over here. I'm going to explore up to the north, grab that forest, place down the fighter on the off chance we get some cheap exploration. Go for a scavenge there, go for a well, go for the basic toilet, come back and maybe do another well in a second. Let's get 2 tents queued up and then we'll do another one over here. I've got a little bit of extra stamina to work with, so I don't mind picking that up because I always do need the extra well. So with the personal trainer, we can go into the negative with our stamina, which is quite nice. I'm not opposed to that at all. In order to avoid impatience, though, before we start really building up here, we have to immediately scout and claim out these areas. Otherwise, we're going to lose a little bit of authority. So don't waste too much time going for things like the lumber yards and stuff yet. We're just claiming stuff so we don't lose anything. Already, the impatience was just starting to tick in there, just in case you didn't notice. Like, the timing's really, really tight there, so don't sit around. All right, so we'll pick that up. Then we want to go for a firewood splitter. We're about to get a pop, which means we want to go over here and grab the makeshift fire pit. Then we can worry about getting things like some food so I can get some technology. I really am hoping not to lose... All right, we're going to lose some fluids, but that's fine. I'm hoping not to lose all of my food because I want to use that to get some technology. That's kind of my thought here. So, yeah, we're going to hold off here, try to get up to 3 stamina, pick up the tech, which is a little bit aggressive, I am aware, but the reason we're doing it now is because, like, I'm going to go for a 3 population here, which I'm going to do very soon. We're going to need those makeshift kitchens, so I know that I need to get this. Now we haven't got our storage full on food, we can place down the grain field. That's going to get me a little bit more. Pick this up along over here. Sure, go ahead and queue up the makeshift kitchen. I feel like we might as well. Now, we could actually disband my fighter if you think you're not going to need it, just because that does get me some emergency stamina, but I don't think that's generally speaking going to be a wise choice, so we're going to avoid that. Let's go for that lumber yard because I do know that wood is going to be a little bit difficult for us to get until we clear out an infestation and grab another one of these forests. And I'm actually not worried about getting myself... population 4 quite yet. We're going to try to do that around the end of winter. That's how we want to time it, but I want to go through most of winter without having the extra population that we need to feed. Now, we're about to hit winter, so I'm not going to produce any more food, so let's just go ahead and start scavenging, like, now. I mean, we kind of have to do that, or we're not going to have enough of anything. Now, if we could, like, at least explore this forest over here, we're going to have another place that we can scavenge that should reset some of the costs for things like scavenging fuel and make it a little bit cheaper. So it is a way of kind of saving some some of your stamina and still making some exploration progress. Case in point, no, I was hoping this was going to go down to -1 stamina just to prove my point, but that did not happen. All right, well, I promise it does work that way. Usually, it does work that way. Hey, let's explore over here because I know that there are some sheep in this tile, and the sheep, of course, will provide some food during the winter, which is nice. Grain production, lose a bunch of morale. I'm just going to go ahead and take the easy grain production. I don't see any reason to struggle here with that. We did get attacked already by some zombies, which surprises me, but that's okay. I think. I mean, our fighters should get stronger a little bit over time, so I think we're going to be fine here. It's just, I didn't expect them to come from that direction. I could lose 4 authority to reduce service consumption. That's not bad. That's a reasonable enough trade for me because it makes it easier to preserve my authority since we shouldn't drop down in our morale quite as often. Let's go ahead and do 2 scavenges of fuel, by the way. I am woefully behind where I want to be, so we'll get that back up and running. How are we doing over here? We're almost even in strength with the zombies. I think, there we go. Now we're starting to push them back. We're going to be fine here. Let's go ahead and claim this region with the sheep so we can start producing that. 47% chance of frostbite. Morale goes down. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. It's just annoying. That's all it is. It's just annoying. Now's the time, by the way, to go ahead and build out that shack because I don't want to wait too much longer, and we want to get up to population 4. Now, of course, I also do want to get up to my next level of tech here as well. If I do this, I don't have enough food, so I can't afford to do that right now. I can get myself another sheep farm. I can do some scavenging, but until we get into springtime, I'm probably not going to have what I need. We also probably have to have a storage, so let's just go ahead and start working on that as well. Or we're not going to have enough cap for making that work either. We do have some unrest already. I'll use a fighter. Please don't die. Okay, morale goes down. Not a big deal to start. 6 food is so much food. I'm going to lose so much morale if I do this right now. I'd rather just go ahead and take the fighter for a second. We have to start thinking about how we're going to expand and take these regions, right? Because I need to get rid of these zombies so that I can continue surviving. That's necessary. Let's go ahead and scavenge some food. We're kind of in dire straits here, and if I don't get that tech, we're going to have a problem. That population is now done. Good, so we finished that objective. Our impatience was starting to kick in, so that's a problem, but we're okay. Let's boost up our storage again and place down a fighter over here. That's fine. And I want to go for Tech 5, so we'll start working on that next. We should be able to get to 15 capacity pretty easily. Like, that's not hard, especially if we do it before we get the next tech. Otherwise, I would have had to spend 2 stamina to boost up our storage, and I just needed to spend 1 stamina to boost it up a little bit more. So we fixed that before the impatience kicked in. That's great, because that didn't leave me a lot of time. I do want to get some additional services because my morale is pretty low right now, but it's also not in the negative, so I can afford to ignore it a little bit, and that's okay. What I really want to do is just claim another forest. We can explore this region over here, that's fine. Now our fighters are a little stronger. This is where I want to go ahead and start clearing these guys out so I can take this region. If I can get some more fuel production, we can survive the winter. So we could attack this directly. What I'll do for safety, though, is taunt them because then I have a lot of strength and I know I can fight them down pretty quick. Let's also start exploring some of these regions that I know I have to claim because I might as well. Then move up here, cleanse this, and we can start safely grabbing some of the forests. What else do we need to do here? Well, we need to get ourselves some more storage in a couple of different areas to make sure that we are still producing plenty of resources. This gets taken care of. Cleanse it, get rid of it, easy peasy. Get rid of some fluid, I don't care. Who needs water? Water's fine. We got a river right there. It's not even a problem. Now I can safely claim some of this territory, and we can clear this all out. So I'll happily start exploring this and dealing with the zombies, but mostly now I can start getting some extra firewood production and so on. If I can just get a little more stamina, a little faster, go for that there, grab the charcoal pit, easy enough. Move over here. Now this time we're probably going to have to just fight for it, and that's honestly not a big deal. I do want to explore over here if we can, because that's going to give me a little bit more combat advantage. We could actually pull back, because I do see that we're not winning this as okay, now we actually definitely need to pull back. I was going to say, we're not winning that as resoundingly as I expected. If we can get these reinforcements over here, though, I think we'll be fine. Yeah, they just had a few more extra spawned over here than I was expecting. That's unfortunate, but not that big of a deal. Get the extra food storage. We'll go for a little bit of extra charcoal production. Of course, we have more fires. We're burning through 12 wood. It's a lot of wood to lose. That is a lot of wood to lose, but okay. It does happen. I do need to claim this region, but I'll deal with the zombies first. Let's just get rid of this, because don't worry too much about picking this up. I mean, until you pick up all 3 of the regions, it's not going to make a big difference. You're not going to complete your objective. And this is one of the cities. So I'm still making progress toward my objective, believe it or not. I'm going to go for another lumberyard. Let's do the cleanse. Clear that all out. Get the extra lumber, mainly because I don't have anything producing charcoal right now. We're going to need that. So that's now done. All right. We can go for... Ooh, exploration cost is great for the stamina reduction, so we'll do that. Pull these guys back. We can do some free exploration in a couple of areas now, which I think is phenomenal. Might as well go ahead and start doing all of that. We got attacked over here in this direction. I mean, it's not a big deal. We can reach that just fine, so they'll get cleared out. Then we want to taunt these guys, draw them out of here so we can then claim this, which I'll do. So this gets claimed. We already explored this. I knew this was going to come next, so we picked this up too. So we'll claim you. And I'm kind of starting to lose some authority here, so I've really got to speed this one up. We're going to have to do some scavenging, unfortunately. I was really hoping to have enough fuel here, but some of these events are popping up and making things unpleasant. So let's go ahead and do a scavenge. Let's do a charcoal pit. Food is fine. Like, that's no issue. So we'll just do 2 scavenges of some fuel. Then save everything we've got, claim this region. The impatience hasn't ticked in yet. It's almost done so because we were low on our... stability, on our happiness, but in just a moment this is going to be a problem, so let's claim it. There we go. Claimed all of them. Done. Now, reach population level 7. So let's go ahead and start working our way up toward Pop 5. I think we can have enough services to deal with that, but our morale is obviously getting really, really low, so we have to be careful here. Let's go for the tavern. Let's go for another kitchen. I'm just going to grab anything that I can at this point. Anything that keeps me in the positive so I don't lose any more of that authority. But fuel-wise, we're actually looking okay now. So, like, at this point, it's just a matter of start building tall. Now, I do have plenty of food sources, so that's not an issue. The vegetables down here are not a bad choice for some extra food generation, so we'll go ahead and start working on that in preparation for the next season. But mostly we just need to have lots and lots and lots of fuel production, which with a third forest now available to us, like, that's not really gonna be a problem. So let's go ahead and build out another charcoal pit. The food is starting to come in here. We've got some of these little events popping up, a bit of extra morale. That's great. I'm going to claim this forest. Yeah, we're in the negative now, but I think it's going to be fine. Do that and then grab... actually, what I really need is more storage because we have too much fuel being produced, which is, again, a weird problem to have. But, I mean, like, yeah, it's great. Let's just go ahead and do that. Charcoal pit, boom. All right, so after population 7, we're going to have to claim some more marked areas. I'm aware of that. So let's go ahead and queue up our last 2 houses. So we don't forget that. I want to have this all done before we get to the next winter. That's going to put some pressure on me to go ahead and get the next level of tech, and for that I need to have 7 stamina. So we're going to save that up next. So we can go for Tech 4 so we can actually support the population that we are now importing over here, but we have enough food and enough lumber to do that, so I'm not scared yet. Looks like the zombies are heading my way. I'm just going to go ahead and move these guys here. I'm going to explore this so we don't have any unnecessary surprises. With the extra population, let's get the bathhouse, let's get a toilet, anything that gets me some stamina. Looking good there. I am going to need probably another well. We'll go ahead and start that construction project. This draws a bunch more zombies toward me. We found the medicine, which is great, I guess. We'll send some help over here. Hopefully we don't have an injury. We didn't. Yeah, our stamina, once again, going down into the negative. If you don't have some of these services pretty quickly, people tend to get very mad. My big issue right now is I literally just don't have enough lumber generation. So we're working on that. Work overtime. I'm going to do that. I know it sucks to lose authority, but I just need to get the wood production up and running so that we can actually get these things. Otherwise, we're going to have a problem. So let's go for another fire pit. Fuel is looking good. Let's go for another storage. And the last population is well on its way. So if we can just keep our services going, we'll be fine. What I may need to do is go for another scavenge wood and another lumber yard, just to make sure we're producing enough, since that does seem to be a pretty consistent bottleneck here. So impatience hasn't kicked in yet. I don't have to go for this population at this exact second. I'm going to go ahead and just queue up things like, let's say, a small town square, some more housing, more makeshift kitchens. And now we'll go ahead and pop this, but our morale is about to drop so very rapidly. Blah, 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 but we're fixing it. We've stabilized. We're fine. All right, so that takes care of that. We're done. So now we need to claim the city, which is all the way over here on the far right. So there's a couple different directions we can go here. We could go down the south across the river and just work our way up here. There are more tiles we have to claim, but we can avoid fighting all of these zombies up over in this direction, which I can do free explorations, so I just will. I think it's actually completely fine to fight your way through. It's actually a faster path, but you have to be a little bit more careful about how you approach the zombies. I have Tech 4, so I don't mind going for an extra fighter, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Let's get some storage and more well production, by the way. I don't like that we don't have enough buffer with our water. But once this guy is trained, this really shouldn't be too bad. We're just going to have to be kind of aggressive in how we fight these zombies back. What else can we be doing right now? Could go for the healing hut. Not a bad idea, just to make sure that we are going to be able to heal up our fighters very, very rapidly. So I'll go ahead and do that. Winter has arrived. That's fine. Go for the herb garden. I don't even know if herbs actually produce during the winter. I've never actually checked that. Probably should know that, but I do not. Let's go for that small healing hut. Morale is going to be completely fine. Like, I don't think this is a problem. We're going to be fine. So the next fighter is now approaching. This is our time to go ahead and start moving forward. So I want to claim these regions and just start taunting the zombies toward us. So we'll go ahead and just bring them in now. Place this fighter, and then whatever you guys throw at me, which is going to be a lot, we're going to have a lot of reinforcements in this area. Now, if you struggle fighting this many zombies, you can just go for the next level of tech. But right now, it's 91 strength versus 30. I mean, I call this pretty good. We did just get very unlucky with a huge loss in our fuel. I'm going to go ahead and grab 3 more levels of charcoal pits. That means I shouldn't have very much of a deficit every winter. We did get our event here. Strength in claimed areas is good. I'm going to go for the fighters are stronger as their health gets lower, because that could be a thing that comes to us later. I can explore this, and I will, since we've cleared out the zombies in this infestation. Having exploration and intel in these regions makes it a little bit easier. I'm going to move up over here, which is going to draw the attention of both of these infestations. And then once this is dealt with, then we're going to move in over here, and we're going to try to pin some zombies that are reinforcing and make sure that we can win this fight. So this is where things get really dangerous, right here, right now. Things can go badly if we're not careful, but I have 3 people fighting. We've split the zombies a lot. Now they're reinforcing, and now we've dealt with them. That is the trick in this scenario. That is literally the trick to make sure you can actually win this. I'm going to go ahead and claim this region up over here with the deer, because, like, why not? And then I can go ahead and get myself a couple of hunting lodges for some extra food production. Oh, sure, look at all these zombies running around, but I got all the reinforcements. 3 fighters makes a huge difference. Go for the cleanse. All right, that's going to clear that out. They've got a lot of reinforcements coming in, but I'm not even afraid yet. Now I am, actually. Hold on, we got a huge surprise attack. Didn't expect that. We can go for a reinforce. I don't think they're going to regen fast enough here, though. No, we're going to have to pull back. Okay, was not expecting that. We got hit pretty hard there, actually. Like, really hard there. So let's just go ahead and swap with these guys. We failed the cleanse, technically. We failed our juice cleanse, but they've all moved over here, and now we've got reinforcements, so I think it's going to be fine. That just cost me a little bit. More strength for our fighters isn't a bad thing to get, though. I'll take that. That's cool. So I really want to be doing some exploration so we can get down here to this city as fast as we can, but we have to clear out these zombies first. Now I can do an explore. Okay, I want to find out what's going over here before I do that so we don't have a repeat, no more surprise attacks. Let's just go ahead and explore it first. Okay, there we go. Now we can cleanse. They're going to come and reinforce because we made noise in an adjacent province, but now we're not going to have to worry about a surprise attack, so I think we're going to be fine. Let's see, fuel-wise, 1 more storage is plenty, and then we'll just go ahead and grab, let's say, another hunting lodge. Services, let's go for the small tavern. If I had, like, the barracks or something, that would be nice for the next level of tech, so I get some more fighter strength, but it's fine. All right, so that's dealt with. Let's go ahead and claim that region. And then I'm just going to go ahead and claim this region as well, just so I can start healing. I don't think I'm ever going to put this guy back in the fray, but we might as well work on that. I have the medicine, so we might as well. And let's go ahead and start exploring all nearby regions here so we don't have any combat disadvantage as we go into the next fight. Now, again, you could go down this route, and it's an easier path of less resistance. I wouldn't say least resistance, but certainly less resistance. But I don't know. I think this is a little bit more fun, and with 3 fighters, it's still very, very, very doable. Let's go ahead and make our attack. Now, what we can do is we can actually move a fighter down over here to reinforce, because there's going to be a fight here. It's going to draw a bunch of zombies. So now we can have the reinforcements in position to deal with them. So that's going to clear all this out. That's effectively them getting taunted, which makes it a lot easier. And I have enough stamina built up at this point that we should be able to start cleansing all of this and just clear this entire region. We did get attacked over here, but that's fine. We're going to go ahead and claim this. That's one of the cities that we need. Move you down over here. We get some free fuel. Don't even care. Throw away 21 food, and we still lost morale? That's just a slap in the face right there. All right, whatever. The next winter's about to hit us, but I think we're still on time. The impatience hasn't kicked in quite yet. All we have to do now is cleanse this, which will be easy. I don't know where these zombies came from, by the way, but they're there. And then claim it, and there we go. All right, so that's done. From here on out, things get really, really, really easy. All we gotta do is build up our museum, which is going to cost me stamina, which we have plenty of. So let's go ahead and find some books, find some computers. And we also need to make sure we keep our morale as high as possible. Just above 80% is all we technically are going to need. So let's see. Next thing we do here, I'm just going to wait until we have a bit more stamina. Then we can go for, let's say, the Ark of the Covenant, for some reason, is located in this particular region. I don't know why, all right? I think this is kind of a big deal. There's a lot of lore that should be considered here, but whatever. Don't second guess guess it too much. Then we're going to find some newspapers, then we just need to find some money. It seems like your morale goes up for every one of these that you pick up, so getting above 80% morale really is not going to be an issue, because by the time the museum is done, I don't think you can have less than 80% morale. Maybe you can, I don't know. But like, it seems like it's just a timer to just kind of run out the rest of the mission. Send a lot of fuel over here. We haven't had any economic concerns for a while now. That picks this up. Done. Now we have to wait until the 80% is finished. We're about to head into the next spring, so it will be a beautiful season to win the game. Just waiting for a few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. And we win. Easy. Not so bad. 4 stars! Ugh. See, I could have had 5 here. I got 5 my last playthrough, but it's because I did start with effectively 6 free stamina, and that did kick things off quite a lot. Overall, though, really not that bad of a scenario. As long as you don't get ganked too early on, you'll be completely fine. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope you guys are going to see this typo get fixed sometime in the future. Endemic. Anyway, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe to that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.